Hey guys, Zelonius here. Welcome to another video on the channel. Ignore the team, this is just me doing World Cup swaps. But the video we are talking about today is the best 5 formations in FIFA post-patch. Now this is probably one of the most game-changing patches I've seen in the history of FIFA. That sounds quite almost dramatic, exaggerative. It really isn't though, based on what I'm actually seeing in game. The Trivellas have been massively nerfed. I don't think I've scored a single Trivella that wasn't green timed yet. I'm not saying they cannot go in, but they are so much worse. You also need the outside of the foot shot trait really to have any consistency with them now. So that itself was a huge nerf. Through balls are definitely better in general as well. I think they were already really good. And the big change that wasn't really even mentioned in the patch notes by EA was explosive and controlled players seem a lot more viable now. It seems that pace, for the most part before, was you could only stay ahead if you was lengthy. Whereas now explosive players do get that explosive head start a bit more. That gets them ahead, and then they stay ahead because their pace isn't anywhere near as much of a slowdown as it was before. So for future videos, tier lists and how we look at players could be drastically changing. I do need to test it out more. The patch has been out one day, and I've mostly been playing World Cup swaps, but I've watched a lot of other people's gameplay, seen a lot of clips showing the pace. But yeah, it's going to drastically change the way we see FIFA 23 moving forward, in my opinion. But for this video, we're looking at the top 5 formations post-patch. We will just look it through here. I will explain how you'd set these formations up and what their strengths and weaknesses are. So, I'm not ranking them in any particular order, but I am going to say like 4-2-2 is my favourite. Will it be my favourite after a bit more testing on this patch? Maybe not, but the 4-2-2 is still a top 5 formation on this patch. Simply put, the 4-2-2 has a little bit of everything. It has 2 strikers. I think on a game where through balls are king, you want 2 strikers, because when you have 2 strikers, that's 2 options for through balls. It's got width. You can put fast players out wide. They're going to give you the width, which is going to massively allow you to play through balls and use the pace. So 4-2-2 is going to suit all that. It's solid defensively with a flat back 4, 2 CDMs, 2 cams that you can get to come back. It's good at keeping the ball. All the things that have made the 4-2-2 good so far this FIFA are still going to benefit on this patch. So the 4-2-2 is still going to, if my life depended on it, will still be my go-to formation for now. The second one we're going to talk about, and this probably is going to be the most OP formation. It already before the patch was stupidly strong. Lots of pros love this one. Is the 4-3-2-1. The 4-3-2-1 has basically 3 strikers. The 3 strikers in this formation, there's 2 centre forwards and a striker, but they basically act as like 3 strikers. What's better than 2 strikers to run onto through balls? 3. The 3 strikers you get in this are crazy OP for through balls, with through balls being buffed and it being pace seeming to matter a lot more on this new patch. This formation, in my opinion, should only get better, and it was already great. You've got 3 midfielders to control the midfield, to dominate the middle of the pitch. A lot of pros defend it in a weird way where they put one of the centre forwards to come back on defence. Let's say you was putting Zahara on come back on defence here. You would then put Dest on a balanced overlap, and then you'd put Benzema on stay forward, and the left back there, Raul Albiol, on stay back. Like I say, this isn't anything like my actual team, it's just a World Cup swaps team. But when you do that, this formation almost defends like a 4-4-2, which makes it really strong defensively. It's great in the middle with lots of options with the midfield to pass around. It's got 3 attackers, which is great for counter-attacks. It's great for through balls. This formation is really OP, and a lot of people use it now. The other way as well is you can just play it with overlapping fullbacks, so you have infinite amount of options. This formation is really, really strong. So we've got the 4-2-2 and the 4-3-2-1. A formation that I'm going to put in here post-patch, and it will need more testing for me to really fully decide on how good I think it is, but I think it is going to be super strong on this patch, is the 4-1-2-1-2, the narrow diamond. Through balls are really strong, and this one's got the Holy Trinity triangle in the middle of a cam and 2 strikers. It's going to be able to play a lot more through balls. Pace matters a lot more, so you're going to be able to play a lot quicker on this patch, I think. This formation, I think, is going to be really strong. It will still have the weaknesses of you need the fullbacks to attack, and doing that leaves you a bit more vulnerable to the counter-attack, which it will be more vulnerable on this patch with pace being better. But with attacking definitely being buffed, I think this patch as well hurts formations that almost were suited because they had the Trivela options more. This one wasn't quite as good because it didn't have as good Trivela options without a Lam, Ram, left mid or right mid. Without that being as vital, you can play a bit more through the centre, but with this one being very good for quick passing and through balls, this formation is going to make a resurgence on this patch. So we've got the narrow, the 4-2-2, and the 4-3-2-1. There's 3 left really that I could talk about. The 4-4-2, the 4-2-3-1, or the 5-2-1-2. I don't like the 5-1-2-2 as much now because I feel like it's a little bit too negative. I'm still going to put the 5-2-1-2 in here because I think the 5-2-1-2 has that triangle of cam and 2 strikers that we love. The 2 centre mids are great. You get the width with the attacking wing backs. It is a little bit like the narrow, just you swap a CDM for a centre back and the left back and right back become wing backs. Do I love this formation? Not quite as much as I think I did before the patch. Do I think it's still going to be a top formation? Yes. It's still going to be very good defensively with the 5 defenders. It's still going to have that triangle that is very deadly. A cam and 2 strikers. I think in this formation you will really want good wing backs. I think good wing backs will be even more important. The pace on them is going to matter even more. I really like a lot of the attacking patterns in here, so I'm still putting this in the top 5. And then between the 4-4-2 and the 4-2-3-1, it's tight. If we were making a top 6 video, it would be those 2 to finish us off. I'm going to go the 4-4-2 though, and I go the second variation. The 4-2-3-1 is still great, but the lack of 2 strikers on a game built around through balls will hurt it in my opinion. It's still going to be very good though for the Lam and Ram. I still think this formation is one of the best, and for certain people, it could be the best formation they could use. So even though this video is titled Top 5 Formations, the 4-2-3-1 is more than viable. We'll put the 4-4-2 in here. It is very similar to the 4-2-2-2. It is just a Lam and a Ram turned to a left mid and right mid. The pace out wide in here is going to be good. A lot of the things we said about the Lam and the Ram, the 4-2-2-2, sorry, are still going to be important for this. I just think the build-up in this formation, because it's a little bit less options in the middle compared to the 4-2-2-2, is not quite as good. Hence, I don't like it quite as much, but I still think it is very viable. Great formation. There's lots of good options, though, this year. And there's lots of things you can do to different formations to make them good. I think the 4-2-4 could be very, very good on this patch. And I'm going to be testing it out. I've put an exclusive tactic in my Patreon. If you've not seen my Patreon, check it out in the description below. But I've put, like I say, a tactic in there. That's early access for people who want to look at that. But in terms of tactics, I think drop back could become the meta. Will it be the meta? I can't promise that. Do I think it definitely will? Not sure. But with through balls being OP, lowering your depth and drop back is going to help with that. With through balls being OP and Trivela's nerfed, drop back's going to be a lot more viable. Trivela's and long shots make drop back worse because if you drop back and don't apply as much pressure, you open up the long shot option. So on a new patch where it's going to be a lot harder to hit long shots, you do not need to apply as much pressure. It's very hard to score with men in the box on this game if there's a lot of defenders in there because the dribbling and tricks aren't that great. So packing your box, drop back, lowering the depth so you can't have through balls against you as bad, it's going to be probably the best way to play, to be honest. That's what I'm going to be testing out. Do I want to play that way? No. But do I want to help myself win? Do I want to help you guys win? Do I want to give you the best advice? Yes. It's that case of don't hate the player, hate the game. Do I think this patch is going to be good for FIFA? Probably not. But we still need to test it more. But yeah, those are the formations that I really like. 4-4-2, 4-2-2-2, 4-3-2-1, the narrow diamond, and the 5-2-1-2, and a bonus of the 4-2-3-1. Hope you guys have enjoyed this video. As always, thank you for the support of the channel. If you want to watch me stream and test out the patch live, ask me questions about, check out my Twitch, Zelonius92. Appreciate if you sub to the channel. Lots of content, hopefully to help you guys get a lot better at this game and understand it more. Appreciate you guys. Keep it spicy. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.